Toshiba has been MIA for some time now, but seems quite intent on making it back to the cell phone market by trying to shake the reigning concept of what high-end cell phone hardware means. Let's find out if the brute force of the Toshiba TG1 and its 1 GHz Snapdragon chipset paired with a gigantic 4.1-inch screen can win over customers and grip their attention. When you first see the Toshiba TG1, you'll definitely find its sheer size breathtaking. The phone measures really respectful width and length, and they unfortunately render it virtually impossible to use with one hand. Bringing it along in your pocket is not a problem, however, because it's really lightweighted for its size and only 9.9mm thin. Undoubtedly, the most interesting aspect of the phone's design is its huge 4.1-inch screen. It comes with a resolution of 480 by 800 pixels and delivers good indoor image quality, although direct sunlight makes reading the display really hard. What you also notice is that the typical miniature, unhandy standard elements of Windows Mobile are large enough and easier to press now. There are two touch-sensitive buttons below the screen that allow you to get to the home screen or go back in menus. You won't fail to see the zoom bar that sticks out a mile, but we'll talk about it later. All told, the overall look of the Toshiba TG1 failed to impress us. It's pretty obvious the manufacturer is trying to appeal to business users and the phone design is by no means provocative. The Toshiba TG1 runs Windows Mobile 6.1 Professional that is a great performer when it comes to meeting the needs of business users. The manufacturer has equipped the phone with its own home screen called 3D menu for short. It consists of 8 stripes and the phone visualizes 3 of them at a time. Hold and slide a finger to your left or right to switch between them and you will see an eye-catchy 3D transition effect. The latter is not always an easy thing to do, because you need to be very careful when choosing an empty part of the screen to start the sideways sliding motion. Well, if you want this to work, of course. Eventually, you'll get used to this, but still, the likelihood of erroneously starting up apps instead of moving between screens is not to be underestimated. The stripes are actually different categories, hosting miniature and rather ugly icons that start apps or get you to the corresponding phone function. Sliding your finger upwards reveals all of them that belong to the selected stripe. There is a single object located above all icons that can be customized to show information to your own liking. It can be switched between showing missed calls, messages and emails, clock, tasks, calendar, and empty space. Everything under the personalized home screen is standard Windows Mobile 6.1 features, unappealing menus full of icons that deliver a multitude of options and zero entertainment to look at. There are no novelties in the phone contact or messaging. It's worth mentioning that Toshiba has added their own screen QWERTY keyboard that is by far much better than the standard Windows one. Still, we cannot call it sight unseen. Plus, the sheer size of the phone makes one handy entry virtually impossible in portrait mode. The landscape version is handier, but fails to offer anything better than the competition. We have to admit, we are positively impressed by the working speed of the TG1. The snappy processor does make a difference with heavier applications like Internet Explorer, for an instance. This is perhaps the first phone we haven't had any problems with when using the integrated Windows Mobile browser. Unfortunately, web page text is way too small in normal visualization mode and we are afraid short-sighted people may have troubles reading. Magnified display mode will help you cope with the problem, but you would have to zoom in and out constantly to navigate throughout the page, which is annoying. If you're excited to find out what's the situation with flash videos, well, we'll tell you. This is a great device for watching YouTube videos. There is no stuttering or hang-ups, but unfortunately, no other similar websites are supported, and this is just too bad. The TG1 is a marvelous device to watch videos on because it sports a huge 4.1-inch screen and comes preloaded with the awesome core player that allows DivX and XVID file playback with the native resolution of the screen. The other advantage of the phone is its ultra-fast processor that guarantees system stability and smooth performance even when running heavy applications, including 3D games. This, however, exhausts the list of device strengths. We are disappointed of the manufacturer's personalization pack because it seems to be light years behind competition and fails to bring along new features. The 3.2 megapixel camera is mediocre at best, and neither the snapshots nor the videos it captures are usable. In-call quality leaves a lot to be desired. People we talked to during our tests sounded muffled, which prevented us from being able to carry on proper conversation in noisier places. Sound was rather sharp on the other end, but at least people said it was loud enough. The above-mentioned disadvantages far outweighed the few positive impressions we had about the Toshiba TG1. We are of the opinion that the device isn't worth your attention unless you don't mind installing an additional interface pack to get decent Windows Mobile personalization.